That's what we see Jay-Z has done. That's what we see Puff has done. The music don't become how you pay the bills. It's a lot of pressure off of it. You got other things bringing in income, you can make music.
This new song with Nip and Jay, what the fuck, I got something to say. What a slap in the fucking face. Like what the fuck is going on? Who told you that song and did you know all along? And why did your bitch sell that painting 2 weeks after he was gone? I'm gonna tell you what it feels like. It feels a little fishy. Feels like something's going on ever since that John Legend song and Khaled's prediction of a Grammy. If you ask me, I can't stand him. Seems a little weird. Question number 1, why is there no blood? Question number 2, Sam left in the AM is true, but you're talking about the shit's all up in the afternoon. Don't trip, we're gonna find out the truth soon. Who did what to who? Did they plan to eat the chili fries or was it just a surprise? Can you see the lies of witness in a cowboy's eyes? Are we gonna just sit here and forget? Are we gonna ride like Nip said? It's a little weird that the judge quit, handing out immunities like candy makes me sick. I got a lot of unanswered questions like, why is the footage all grit and I can't see shit? Who the fuck is that white man in that white BMW? Probably was the FBI. Yeah, I noticed that white guy, and I noticed the car wasn't in the pictures when they showed them afterwards. They thought we would forget, they got that shit backwards. They weren't expecting me to drop this track and raise all these questions with my Mac words. I'm really mobbing through LA smoking backwoods. I've been doing this shit all my life. TMC, AMI. You might just see an empty parking lot when you ride by. Well, me, I see way more. I see an independently owned store. I see the community taking power back, whether you're white, Mexican, Asian, or black. As long as you're not blue. Good ones, there might be a few, but from my life experience, I'm like, fuck that. I'm not defending Eric, but what's the fucking delay? They requested a quick trial, it's been over 800 days. They try to distract us in so many clever, creative ways. Yeah, you got your Grammy, and now you're a billionaire. But what about the families that are still living there? Seems a little unfair, just a little something to compare. I never seen a fireman wearing a bulletproof vest. Yes, the shit to me seems a little suspect. The shit's a little weird. Crisis actors taking away our fathers, making our child some bastards, killing creative men and women for their masters. The waves that Nip wrote in, you didn't know it began. A bunch of new chapters. You didn't think about what would happen after. We would put the pieces together on your transparent bullshit. I can see right through it, like the clear blue sky in the LA sunny weather, where the palm trees swing side to side and we ride together on a white horse or a double R hearse in a foreign car. Either way, you gotta be on guard because they're on tap for anyone who's brown or black with tats. Everybody sees it, but nobody wants to attack. It's sad if you ask. We all gotta blast back. We're in the game, but we can't touch the ball. Seems a little unfair if you ask me, that's all. So take your ignorant ass to YouTube and type in Tanika Views to get the real news. We're doing the shit for justice, not views. Sharing knowledge and coming together, that's the real tool. He tried to lead us to the lake, so don't sleep on the knowledge that he gave to me and you. He wanted us to learn from his mistakes, so with our new knowledge, good decisions we can make. And also one thing I wanted to say myself, they killed Dr. Sebi because he was teaching health. Assassins, they come in all shapes and sizes, big booties, hips and thighs. Oh, you're Diddy's girl, right? Oh yeah, John Legend, some things happen at your video shoot. I got a couple questions for you. All those strings you pulled, you still can't make a rap hit. You punk ass little bitch, you probably got a little dick. All the shit that you have to did. This new song with Nip and Jay, what the fuck, I got something to say. What a slap in the fucking face. This new song with Nip and Jay, what the fuck, I got something to say. What a slap in the fucking face.
What up? What up, chat? Greetings to everybody in the chat room. Like to say what up. We got Breezy B up in the building first. One Nation to you. We got Kyra Knows. Kyra, I keep telling you, man, you got to give us some of that knowledge. She was up in here and Breezy B again. That's right. Like and subscribe. And of course, I got the one and only Ohio's best. This is my brother from another mother. We got Crown Reese. I don't know if he's still here, but he's here tonight. And he says, what's up to you, Kyra? That is so cool. Yep. Greeting everybody in the chat. That is absolutely good. Man, I'd like to start out by saying that everything on this show is alleged and is used for entertainment, spiritual, religious, and educational purposes. I had to get that out of there first. I have had a great day today. And like some of my friends decided to, kind of surprise me and give me what they call a taste of Chicago. I'm like, no, that ain't gonna happen. You ain't gonna give me no taste of, what's up, Kyra? No taste of Chicago up here. And so they took me to this place. And I tell you, man, I had some great rib tips the way you get them in the Midwest. Some of y'all may not know what that is, but it looks like that. You know, if you look that sloppy, you know it's good. And oh my God, I ate so freaking good. Absolutely ate good. And I had to slow down because man, that was good. That's all I can tell you. That was good, man. Fries was good. That was good, and that was a little secret. That was a little secret for me. It was absolutely delicious. That's all I can say about that. All I can say about that is just that. Oh, much love to you too, Kyra. Much love and respect to you as well, your family, everybody. I appreciate that. But I'm sorry. I have really, I tell you, over this past few months, been spoiled when it comes to food. And I miss this too. I mean, this is like you just don't know how much I miss this. I mean, I used at one time, uh, before I met the devil, I used to travel once a month to a different state and eat, just to eat their food, find the best, finest restaurant or most talked about restaurant with those people, and I used to eat. And I enjoyed that. It was like a little getaway, nice hotel, nice pool, like where I was today. You know, it was raining, but the hotel had an indoor pool. It was so cool. And I was just out there enjoying myself. And that's what you got to do. Y'all got to start finding ways to enjoy yourself. You don't have but one life. And when that life is gone, it's gone. Unlike some of y'all, I'm going to tell you this: when my life is over and God decides to bring me home, I know somebody is going to say the one thing that he did it his way. That is correct. That I enjoyed my life. I've lived in London for 5 years. I lived in Africa for 5 years, crisscrossed the United States of America. I have had a great time. I've lived a life of many men of many different ages at my young age. And I have absolutely enjoyed myself. Had a few bumps and a few stumbles across the road, but that's just a part of life. But I've still enjoyed myself. And this is why I keep telling people some of you guys got to start enjoying yourself. Stop looking at your problems, get away from problem people, and start to finding some kind of way to enjoy yourself at all costs. Enjoy your life because my mom told me something when I was a young boy, and I understand it more now. And especially after just coming through an issue that I just came through, my mom said to me, and I could hear her voice clear when I was going through a problem. She said to me, she said, I want you to remember this. She said, I know I've always told you this, but this one you have to remember because this one you're going to carry into the future with you. And I said, what's that, Mom? She said, remember, you can always get things. She said, you've had many cars after car after car after car. She said, but you can never get another you. You can never get another life. You'll never get another you. Crown Reese, there'll never be another you. Ain't no need you put yourself in a predicament where you lose your life and leaving some other punk to raise little Crown. That's no. Ain't nobody gonna raise him like you are. Ain't nobody gonna teach him the facts like you do. Kyra, I dare you to sit there and devalue yourself. There ain't nobody like you. You one and only. And without you, the world is not a good place at all, period. We need you here. And at some point in time, that kicked in gear with me. Remember, my mom said, and somebody stole things from me. Crown Reese could tell you about it. Not only things, even stole a dumb credit card and still trying to use it, whatever it may be. But that's okay because they stole a credit card, Crown Reese. But as of today, I have 3 new credit cards with super max limits. Unbelievable. You see what I'm saying? You can always get things, but you can never get another you. And not only do I got them credit cards, and not only am I hot dog and styling and profiling and got that food, and not only do I have a beautiful home and a nice ride, I still got myself. I'm still here, man. Look at that. I'm still here. Satan's mad because he missed a soul that he thought he had. He thought he had me, but I'm still here. I'm still here, fool. Look at that, Crowries. You can get another woman. You get plenty of them. At least I didn't met plenty of them. My God. You can get another anything, but the one thing you ain't never going to be able to get is another you. You ain't never going to be able to get another you. You know what? As the James Brown used to say, you need to get in the mirror, look at yourself, and kiss yourself. Mm. Kiss myself. You ain't never going to get another you. And so I'm spoiling myself. Yes, I am. I'm spoiling myself and enjoying it. And I think you guys should too. Don't let people stress you out. Limited phone calls, very limited phone calls, and a lot of and some negative people I just will not deal with or engage with at all. Period. Negative, negative. Going in their life can keep going on in their life. Mine's good. Mine is good, and I'm gonna keep it that way. Mine is good. So you know what? I gotta say this before I get into the story. This story is gonna be very, very intriguing. You know, one of my favorite movies, and I gotta say this, one of my favorite movies is It's a Wonderful Life with Jimmy Stewart, James Stewart. I gotta be honest with you, that's one of my favorite movies in the whole world. And I challenge y'all to watch this movie not just Christmas time, but to actually get this movie and ask yourself a question. Instead of looking at how bad your life is, look at how many people would be in bad shape without you. There are people right now who you don't know nothing about. Just because you were born, you saved their life. There are people right now who have good fortune because you were here. You were instrumental in blessing them. That's right. You were instrumental in them being blessed, and they don't even know it. And that is why I love that movie, because he got a chance to see how the world would be without him. He got a chance to see um, his life and what his life meant to other people. Sometimes you may feel kind of funky because the things in your life might not be the way you want them to be. But realize all is not lost. Sometimes your life is just where it's supposed to be, and what you are is a tree that lend branches to other people to enjoy their life. If it's no more than your wife, no more than your child. You are a tree, and they are holding on to your branch, and they are able to enjoy their life. So the world, for those of you who are here, would not be a better place without you. But because you're here tonight, this world is a better place. And because I'm here tonight, this world is a better place, because evil had every intention on you not being here. Trust me. It had every intention on you not being here, but you fooled evil. God protected you. God protected you. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. You see, I was under the shadow of the Almighty. And when the enemy was coming in to attack, he didn't know what to do. So he just did some stupid stuff, which just going to lead him or it to its end. And that's all I got to say about that. All right. So let's get into this story tonight. You know, this story I've been looking at for a little bit, and it goes into a lot of things that we used to talk about. But we got to talk about this. And I'm going to tell you right now, before I get started, that I am not an organ donor under no circumstance. I am not giving organs to nobody. None. I ain't giving a crippled crab a crutch. And so therefore, I advise you guys not to be organ donors. If you're an organ donor, in the 22 years I worked in the hospital, if you're an organ donor, Lord have mercy. But if you're an organ donor and you got that stuff on your license, and there's somebody in that hospital that's rich that need a heart, and you get on there, you want to give organs away, they're gonna kill you and take your organ out and give it to that person because you got it on your license, and they nothing your family can do anyway. And they can give you a shot talking about you brain dead. I don't put that stuff on your license. Now we're gonna start this show out by letting you guys watch a video. There are some areas in the video that maybe like a 2-3 second delay because of the way I recorded it. But I want you to pay very close attention. This what we're talking about is very important. I'm gonna tell you why. Because the organs that they're stealing and the organs that they're taking are not just poor people, but they're more than 90. That's right. 50% are black women and being kidnapped. We have over almost 700,000 African American women missing, feared dead, from age 14 to 65. Kyrie says, "You are the reason why no one in the family is a donor." Thank you, Jesus. Please, black people, listen, they are killing us every way they can. All right. And I'm only one person. I can't make people, do nothing with these channels if they would start talking about this. But in the ways where you can help slow them down from killing us, this is one of the main ways. I'm telling you, do not be a donor. And if you got a person in your family that's on need mental health and they're out in the streets, go check on that person because they are now attacking African American people who are homeless, killing them and taking their organs. And this story comes to you because this guy was a military vet and he had psychological problems and was put out in the middle of the streets of Dallas. And they went and took this guy. We don't know if they killed him or what, but they took this guy and cut him to pieces and sold his body parts around the country and didn't even tell his family. And it was 2 years when his family found out. And his family found out through NBC. You got to watch this story. And so on this channel, I'm not telling you, I can't tell y'all grown, but listen to me. I'm telling you, do not become an organ donor. Do not put that stuff on your license. And let me tell you something, because we had some people testify that even though they said they were not organ donors, at their DMV or their Secretary of State, they put it on there that they was anyway. And they had to go back and fight and get that change. They just gonna kill you. Remember that we're giving them our weight and everything, and Secretary of State can put that information out and let these game bangers and stuff know who you are and that you the right height, you probably got the right kidney, and I'm just warning y'all. Now I'm gonna go to the video, let you check the video out, and then I'm gonna be right back. There's a couple homeless anyway, and taking their organs and stuff. Even I don't know what war was in, but even veterans who spent years in the military. Here we go.
U.S. military veteran who served in the Army for nearly a decade.
He was very friendly. He was outgoing, a nice dresser.
After being honorably discharged, he began struggling with mental illness and homelessness. Then in 2022, he died of an apparent heart attack while living alone on the streets of Dallas. Honey was entitled to a burial with military honors, but instead, something else happened.
I think they think, homeless black man, he ain't got no family. They don't care about him. You were wrong about this one.
An NBC News investigation has found that Honey was among more than 2,300 people who died in the Dallas-Fort Worth region and were given to a state medical school that used and made money off their body parts, at times as their own families searched for them. For Honey, within a month of his death, the Dallas Medical Examiner's Office deemed him unclaimed, reporting phones for family members they tried were disconnected. And yet, he did have relatives, some living right there in Dallas. His ex-wife, Kimberly, and their 2 adult children say they had even visited Honey in a hospital months prior to his death.
To hear that your ex-husband has been deemed an unclaimed person, what's your reaction to that?
That's crazy. We're here. We've always been here. His son has his same name. How could he be unclaimed?
This is where Victor Honey's body was then taken, the University of North Texas Health Science Center, where, according to government documents, his body was then frozen, cut into pieces, and sent out to different medical groups across the country, all without his prior consent or his family's knowledge.
Those documents show Honey's severed right leg sent to a Swedish medical device maker for $341. His torso shipped to a medical education company in Pittsburgh, which paid $900. And for $210, a pair of bones from his skull went to the U.S. Army for military medical training.
His right leg was sold.
Yes, ma'am.
His temporal bone, his torso.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you think he would have wanted this?
No, he never wanted to be, the 10 years we were married, he never wanted to be an organ donor. We talked about it.
And Honey is not alone. NBC News reviewed thousands of pages of government records and data which reveal repeated failures to reach family members before declaring a body unclaimed. Our team has identified 12 cases in which families learned months or years later that a loved one had been provided to the medical school. 5 of those families found out what happened from NBC News, including Honey's, a year and a half after his death.
I don't believe they tried to find us. I don't believe they did. You can find people. NBC found me in a day. You can find people.
Why do you think they did it?
For money. They did it to him, a decorated military veteran. They'll do it to anybody. And that's not okay.
For 5 years, the University of North Texas Health Science Center has had agreements with Dallas and Tarrant County to take their unclaimed bodies for free, saving them a combined $1 million a year in cremation and burial costs. It also helped the school, making it about $2.5 million a year by leasing body parts to outside groups, according to financial records.
Somebody needs to answer, or somebody's, for what they did, what they're doing.
For 10 months, our team has been seeking answers from both counties and the Health Science Center. All 3 declined our repeated requests for interviews, but in statements, the counties told us they would be reviewing their contracts. The Health Science Center at first defended its program, arguing using unclaimed bodies is critical in the training of future doctors. But just days before this story was set to air, it made a stunning reversal, telling NBC News it was suspending the program and firing the top officials who led it. Writing in a statement, as a result of the information brought to light through your inquiries, it has become clear that failures existed. They're hiring a consulting firm to investigate the program's operations.
My kids want answers. They want justice for their dad.
Honey's family recently received ashes that the county told them were his.
We don't believe those are his ashes, but we gave him and did what he deserved as a decorated military veteran.
And so, this summer, nearly 2 years after he died, the family finally laid Honey to rest.
You would think in this day's time, this doesn't happen here in America. But yeah, it does. It did.
It did happen right here in the United States of America. Now, I hope you guys paid special attention that it's legal in all 50 states. You know, I did my diligence. I was asked not to record conversations. I talked to a person in the coroner's office. I talked to a couple of funeral homes that confirmed to me that this is big stuff, and warned me about how big this is and what could actually happen, even talking on my show, because this is downright criminal. You know, downright criminal, but this is also big business, that millions and millions of dollars are being passed around. So nevertheless, I want to warn you guys about this. So it's like every time we discover what it is our enemies are doing. It's like when we turn around, they're doing something else. Now, who would have thought that the United States of America were taking military veterans, cutting them to pieces, and selling each body parts off? Feet, legs, arm, head, torso, all going to different places. And most of these people are black. Y'all are like y'all didn't pick that up. Like y'all sitting here talking in the chat. There's some very important stuff that a lot of y'all think y'all done cremated people and you didn't. There was nothing in there. They just did it for y'all and gave y'all some soot. But then they take the person who you didn't want, that you wanted to cremate, and cut them to pieces and sell them to other countries and stuff. This is real. As the kids say, this is a real pact. So let's read a little bit. Here you can see here you can see that the coroners and funeral homes have joined together in this junk. They joined together in this stuff. That's what that picture is a picture of. And so the article starts out, cut up and leased out, cut up and leased out the bodies of the poor and suffer final indignity in Texas. So it's bad enough that they went to indignity through life. But my God, you mean to tell me that even in death, these people can't have peace? And then he goes on, the University of North Texas Health Science Center built a flourishing business using hundreds of unclaimed corpses. It suspended the program after NBC News exposed the failures to treat the dead and their families with respect. So this university built this program, and they built this program on the poor. They were going out, and this is why when poor people go to the hospital, why y'all gotta be careful in the hospital. Now you can see why Tupac didn't want to stay in the hospital. See, as Black Panther members, we had Fred Hampton in Chicago. I don't know what Pac with the Panther 21. There are two places they told us that we didn't want to be. We didn't want to be in jail, and we didn't want to be in the hospital. Now you got to understand, that's even if you died. It don't make a difference. Whether you were shot, whether you were dying, get the process over with. Don't be laying around so the pigs can get you in the hospital or in jail. All right. So here, in this situation, the poor was trusting this hospital to do what's right. But at the same time, they were looking at candidates and how much this person's body is worth. How much this person's body is worth. How many people do you think right now today that's probably going to a hospital and ain't even getting no treatment? They don't even see why, but the hospital know why, because they'll be a good candidate for organs. It says Dallas, long before his bleak final years, when he struggled with mental health and illness and lived mostly on the streets, Victor Carl Honey joined the Army, serving honorably for nearly a decade or so. When his heart gave out and he died 30 years later, he was entitled to a burial with the military with honors. And what they're saying is just his name and stuff and Social Security tells you that he's a military vet. And you don't have no right to cut up no military vet. He must be buried, he should be buried in a military cemetery. So they don't even care about military vets. What do you think that they care about you? Now, I know what you're thinking. You may not think I'm talking to you, but I am. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. And I don't even really talk to people like this unless they're getting ready to go through something like this. Cut into pieces and sold his body around the country. Now, you know that's a shame. Shame, shame, shame that they would even do something like this. But it shows you how desperate man became term, man became very, very, and like I say, we are in trouble. That's why these kidnappings and stuff. Women are up high. I tell you again, there are 700,000 African American women who've been kidnapped and from age 14 to 65, went to the store, went to meet somebody online, and never came back again. Never came back again. This number is staggering. I mean, it is staggering. And what was feared is that these women were used for sex, and when they couldn't be used for sex no more, they cut their body parts off. Their kidneys, their liver, their heart, their legs, their head, all of that was sold out throughout Canada and through South America. If you had a head right now, you could sell it. hmm So let's go on to more of this. And again, I encourage everybody on this channel, everything God gave you, you need. You were born with it, you should die with it. Instead of without consent or his family, um, or his family knowledge, the Dallas County Medical Examiner Office gave his body to a state medical school where it was frozen and cut into pieces. Maker paid, listen, $341 for Honey's severed leg. So they cut his leg off. Now listen, y'all got to hear this, cause see, you think I'm making this up, and I'm not. For one of your legs, it's worth $341. Y'all should write that down. So you got two legs, multiply that times two. That's what they get for your leg, $341. All right, okay. For Honey's severed right leg to train clinicians in Harvard and harvest veins using a surgical tool. A medical education company spent $900 to send his torso. So to send his chest to his waist, that's $900. So everything under your neck all the way down to your waist is worth $900. So you got two legs, they were, well, what is it? Let me go back up there again. Right leg. Okay, two legs, they were $341 each. Your torso from under your neck to down below your belly, that's worth $900. Somebody y'all got told this up for me. All right. And they're gonna send it his torso to Pittsburgh so trainers could practice implanting a spine stimulator. So they're gonna practice on his torso implanting a spine stimulator as it wasn't even a human being once before. And the US Army paid, listen, the very army he served in paid $210 to use a pair of bones from his skull to educate the military medical personnel at the hospital in San Antonio. And I hope somebody tallied that up for me on how much money that was. Absolutely diabolical. No, Kyra, check it out. That's not the diabolical part. The diabolical part is this is happening where you live at right now. Right now, this is happening where you live at. They had no idea. And the reason they had no idea is they wasn't checking on your loved one. I'm not trying to excuse them. They didn't check on their loved one. That's his ex-wife. She moved on by her business. She probably didn't even know he was having mental health issues and dumped him. She needed the puffy treatment. This is a shame. This is a crying shame. Sup, got my brother from another mother. Crown Reese, what do you think? Hit me up. You on here?
Can you hear me clear? Or is it static? Can
You're a
you hear
little
me?
distorted. Dana mad.
All right, give me a second. All right, how about now?
There you go.
Can you hear me good?
Yep,
I probably have to pop off and pop back on.
it's okay. You are welcome. What you think about this, man? Now we can hear it all. No, you popping off. Ain't nothing but the devil. He'll lie, though. We're not going to give him the victory. We're going to keep trying. Must be real deep what you're trying to get ready to say. That's the way he fought me trying to come on here and tell y'all this story tonight, to bring this and raise awareness to this. All kind of things happen. Okay, you on now?
That's good. You can hear me good?
Yeah, it's a little staticky, but we can make it.
All right, now. What's going on? Yeah, man, this kind of touched me a little bit, man. It's a little disturbing, man, how they really doing this, man. It's really a shame how many people that's missing. They try to blame a lot of people that's missing through sex trafficking, and you still ain't found nobody who's sex trafficking people. You trying to black men and say they sex trafficking, they can't call nobody out no more to get no poo nanny, and it's just uncounted for. But I remember you saying this probably about 10 years ago. I'm gonna say maybe I'm gonna give it 8 at the most. And you said that don't put you as being a donor on your license because they are doing this, and you broke that down. I was like, wow, I ain't never heard nobody ever say that. So when I get my license renewed, they ask me, do you want to be a donor? And nobody in this house has never been. I mean, matter of fact, I have said that to a lot of people in my family. A lot of people in my family are not donors,
Thank God.
especially military, especially in the military. They know.
Yeah, because they know. They already know. And
Yeah,
and and
they are.
to me, it's just that when they see it, they become so careless that even if they can. First of all, I got 22 years in the hospital, so I know what's going on inside of there, from the morgue to the kitchen. I know exactly what's going on. I know when you come in raising your voice, I know when they're gonna kill your mother. As soon as you get home and leave, visiting hours over with, less than 2 hours, they're gonna make that phone call, your mom dead, and they killed her because you upset somebody. This is why when you got people in the hospital, be careful how you treat the nursing staff, because that can be the difference between life and death. You think you're getting on them and talking to their supervisor, but you forget your loved one got to lay there. Your loved one's still gonna be there. So I understand how hospitals work. I know what they'll do and how wicked and cruel they really are, and how everything they do is about money. About money. It's amazing to me that people think that going to the doctor is looking for a cure. When you come to the hospital, they look at some factors. One, they immediately look how old you are. Age
Yes,
is going to
sir.
definitely determine whether or not we want to save your life or not. You get 70 years
Hmm.
old, you got diabetes, you got high blood pressure, and you have some serious issues, bro, ain't that much going in to try and save your life.
That's right.
All right.
They say
You 20
often.
years old, we'll pump. You're 20 years old, we'll pump and pump and pump and pump and pump 2, 3 hours and try and save 20-year-old. You're a young child, we're trying to save one. But as you move up in life, to the hospital, you become worthless, especially if you got a disease. Age is definitely one of them. Two would be the type of illness you got. If you got high blood pressure, how long you had it. If you got cancer, how long you had it. Well, that's permanent. If you got lupus, how long you had it. Those are two factors right away that's anything into you, or they're going to refer you out to somebody else. That is the honest to goodness truth. And last but definitely not least, the type of insurance you got absolutely matters. Absolutely matters the type of insurance you got. You may have good insurance that's good enough to pay your bills, but you don't have a powerful insurance that have influence. Some insurance companies, as you pay them premiums and stuff like that, they represent you like a union. And so the hospital is afraid because you carry this kind of insurance. And those guys are like union guys and they're going to fight on your behalf. So the type of insurance you got matters. I ain't talking about HMO and PPO. I'm talking about insurance company where the insurance president knows the senator and the vice senator and the main senator. He knows the governor. Then that insurance president definitely has power in the medical field, and so they'll fight for you because of that. If you don't have that, then they won't fight for you. You don't have all three, you're just as good as dead.
That's a fact. Like I sit here and hear you say that God is so good that my grandmother, my daddy's older sister, and I'm gonna tell you when I say her name, she old school. She had the same last name as mine. My last name. Her name was
Uh-huh.
Avis, and she became a doctor
Mm,
in the early '70s. Started out as a nurse's assistant and became a full-fledged nurse and later became a
mm,
doctor. But I asked
mm,
why did she become a doctor because she said she know her mom and daddy, which is my grandmother, my grandfather was going to be old one day, and she wanted to take care of them. And she said one thing about it: they will die inside their home, and they will not die inside of no shelter that they keep old folks in. And I remember when I was young, and you
mm,
probably know about these things as well. My grandmother used to have held funerals in her house, and she knew the
mm,
person who prepared the body. She knew them by heart, by name, knew who they were, and all. And she said then in those days they didn't do what they do now, take organs and those things of such nature. So my aunt said that was one of the reasons why she became a doctor, so she wouldn't do none of that to our family members. Because I always wonder why they say, well, grandmama, she got cremated or granddad got cremated. And you'll never see those ashes. And we were like, where the ashes? There ain't no damn ashes. Them somebody else's. There might be a dog. There might be a burnt chair that might they put in there with some body. But if you getting cremated, your body is somewhere else and it's gone. And just let it go. Just put the picture up there. Our family was the family who never wanted to be the way the public is, to sit your body up there is all inflamed, looking like something, and try to prepare it. And there's no need for that. There's no need to have you sitting and looking like something that is really not you. I really think that we are put in a situation um, that we have to abide by those things. I think that a lot of stuff that we do, um, it is not ordained by God. I think us as being really grounds godly people, I think that we have the notion of knowing what is right and what is wrong.
I agree.
And I think that, sometimes we're in a bind because we really don't know, we really don't know what to do because we have been taught a certain way, and I don't want to persuade people how, they should be died or prepared to be dead or whatever, or, or love one or none of that, no disrespect at all. But I just feel that um, we're here for a season. And like you said earlier, we have to carpe diem. That's in Greek. That means see.
Oh,
And every day we have to live and and be healthy and stay healthy and not destroy what God has given us. And it's that because I really think this, for a person, just say a person in 65 years old and they get in a situation, and it's a chest pain, and they don't the heart go out, but their liver, their kidneys, all those little things like that are good. I think they let those people die. I really do. And
I
by
agree.
some of the stuff that you see on TV, that's even, not even going TV. I'm not a TV person, but you see in the ER, it'll be certain things that they do. A person could be shot and they let the person bleed out. Why do you think they let a person bleed out at the crime scene, especially a young person? Remember that a lot of young black men die when they die at the scene. Those,
Right.
yeah, they need those. They need those vessels of the body. Those are like engines,
And
car
so
parts. They're like car parts to other people's
exactly,
brains and stuff
exactly.
like that. It's written
And,
that presidents got their brains of
and
black
then
people.
Floyd Nellam down here, he told her everything. So they were selling human bodies for $1,582 per body. Remember, these bodies are uncollected, unchained, uncleaned. So the families did not know a majority of these bodies were black homeless people. Not white, but
They have a
black. Not
list, bro. They have a list of how body part costs.
mm, mm, mm.
Now listen, when I'm telling you. Now when that William Cooper, the Behold the Pale Horse, I really think that's where I got that from. I'm
Hmm.
telling you, and it's real life, and people don't know it. See, this situation that you bring is about something that's inside, not outside. It's something that's inside of your body, something that you to God. And God and eat.
You breaking up bad.
I'm breaking up.
No, you're good. You're good now.
Okay. I just want to know, I have a newborn. My niece just had a baby.
Well,
And
congratulations.
yeah, when I tell you, man, he a little light skinned, curly, full curly hair, and this dude got green eyes.
Wow, my niece just had a baby too. My great niece.
And I think, it's something that has to do with my grandfather was born and raised deep south of New Orleans. I said deep south, but New Orleans, but connected with my great grandmama and them in the south. But and that was on some that was slave stuff. But anyway, but um, I look at and I don't even notice even through my own son. When I look at this little precious little thing, I'm looking like, how did he? I mean, how do he know how to eat and know how to breathe? And it's just something that if he turn a certain way, they say, "Oh, he gonna smother himself," but he don't. He turns a certain way, he know how to breathe. And I just be thinking like, if there was something in the world where I can really understand, because even though we read the Bible, go to church and all of that, we don't understand the method what God really has for us, man. It's really deep, and it's like a conspiracy theory because it confuses you. But He gives you the grace and all the glory to have it written in the book for you
Right.
to understand what's going on. But when it comes to your body parts are vessels of the earth,
Hmm.
and I think we all should take um, we should take good concern about what we really have and not give it to people who don't deserve it. I think we need to give it to the people that um, who are part of our own lineage. Because when you give your body part to your nephew or your cousin, that might be a match. Don't give it to somebody else who really don't even deserve it. Because you might give your brain to somebody who's a devil. Oh, there's a lot of static.
Hmm. Hmm. But it's okay. That's when you're talking. This is one thing you're gonna learn on your show. When you get down to the nitty gritty and talking important stuff like this that can save somebody's life, something always go wrong. People always trail you, and the fight is not to give up. It's to keep pressing through anyway. That's what the fight is. So if when they come back and they can hear, just say what you said again because I believe it's helping somebody. They're not here by accident, and God has them here to hear this. And I'm asking y'all to take y'all names off of those donor lists so you don't come up missing and they stealing your organs in South America and Mexico. You ain't got no business down there anyway. You should
And I
come to
want
but
I don't even want to cut you off, bro. 'Cause listen, I'm just because I just keep hearing it when I say something because I'm overexcited about the gifts that you have given, and people really don't even know the jewels that you have given to let people understand what's really going on and was silent to them that they can really hear a voice. And everything that you have said to me and taught to me, sometime I might take it in vain, but brother, I really hear you. It's what you saying is really, really true. People do not want to hear the truth at all. I promise you. Somebody will kill you first for the truth before you're alive. And that's the honest God truth. It's somebody in my life right now is so important to me that they told a lie on me. And I used to think like, why this person told a lie on me? To hurt me, to see me fall, to see me without. But I had to step back and and think about what that was about. And I said that's for something for somebody to keep you away. When you keep somebody away who can tell the truth, people don't want to hear the truth. And I really think that's what it is. Somebody texted me today and told me that everything that you do in goodness and everything that comes to you in badness all comes back to goodness. But you have to realize that a bad day is going to be your good day because you learn from the bad day to make the day become a good day. That's what you've been going through. Remember, I've told you, and I told you I'm younger than you. You're older than me. But the thought of what I say to you in a good manner to let you know that everything is going to be all right. You ain't made these many videos in a long time. But we sat back and I told you, you need to do more videos and do your thing. You couldn't do that because you had a devil in your house. No, you had a demon in your house. You didn't have no devil. You didn't have a devil. You had a demon that was in your house. That demon is away from you. Look how you shining. Now it's time to support the Tanu show. Now it's time to really give forth of what you say, a tag team. You inspire me to do what I need to do. My off my channel was up there waiting on me, but I just haven't had the time. I do a lot of stuff, but you're really giving me the opportunity to say what's real because a lot of people don't want to hear it. Sometimes I want to tell the truth. I think it might not even sound right. Think they got you because you beeping.
Wow. That's heavy, bro. That is heavy. He's the art of camouflaging and becoming what he wanted to see. Rather, Will her was a waging wolf and just looking at it. See, y'all gotta be careful, man. Me included, some things can camouflage. Look like they're wearing the same lotion and stuff. And get these devils, man, by doing some weird things. You know, you get the devil get these people, what I'm saying, by doing some weird things, man. So I don't know, man. I know that we are in danger. And now they're going out to the black homeless in wheelchairs, some with no legs and stuff, and paying to take these people to execute them and send them to universities all over the world to study them. What do you think we do, man?
Now, listen, I think we haven't, it's been far so gone, man. We cannot sit here and be scared anymore. I mean, it has to be something. All our corners are blocked. We can't walk down the street in a group of men to go and shut down something. We can't be in a situation that we can be Captain Saver. All of our corners are blocked. It has to be somewhere that we can come together to bring some kind of sense somewhere. It has to be a rock throne in the middle of everything that's keeping us from making everything peaceful. Somebody asked me, why do I have to be a black militant, a white militant? It has to be that to keep recourse together. It has to be like that where each side will be, deemed as one. Because what we see on TV is really not what we're supposed to see in real life. A lot of people deem, especially older people, deem away from social media. social media is telling you what's going on in your face, and a lot of people don't want to see it. And I think that as more as we get into the situation like the political thing going on, this month or this all these people voting this and that and this. Man, we poor people, man. Whatever the electoral vote is, it's not. It don't have nothing to do with us. You need to be voting for the stuff that's in your community. You need to vote for your community. All the stuff like who you voting for, that is none of your business. When you go and vote, you go behind the curtain and shut it. It's nobody's business. Keep that sacred. It just brings on division and an argument that don't even mean nothing. Because the president is going to be who the president is. Your ass got to keep on doing what you got to do. Please believe that. If the gas go up, your ass going to pay for it. You can't do nothing about it. So just continue on doing what you got to do in your circle. That is the most important thing that there is. You going
Exactly.
outside the box. You all the way in North Carolina or New Jersey. There are people in Timbuktu and ain't thinking about you at all.
Wow.
Think about your community. That's
Exactly.
where it starts. That's where it starts. You get outside, boom, get a crash. Boom. Oh, is he a donor? Is he, no. The community say no. And keep that with donor with his family. That's what you need to say when you people go out and get in these crashes or whatever. Don't donate your body parts to somebody you do not know.
Wow, man, heavy.
Please don't
So
do
why?
it.
So why would you think somebody would donate somebody that they didn't know? I'm gonna tell you why I believe. Now I'm doing a story, and I put it up there, and you saw it about something that went on in Eastern Tennessee, and they hid it from the rest of the world. Some people knew about it, but they didn't light it up on the news where everybody could know about just what a nuclear disaster happened outside of Knoxville, Tennessee. Now, it really screwed that area up because a lot of those men were affected by radiation. Radiation spilled in the water. So, about maybe 6 out of 10 people in Tennessee died with cancer. No question about that. The sad part about it was the TVA, the power company, which is the largest power company in the whole world, has so much power that not even the governor or anybody would challenge them, or they'll just be uprooted and disappear. So what they did is astonishing. They got this thing called the Sick Workers Program, right? And pretty much it says, okay, so what? We radiated your ass. You got cancer, you're going to die. Too bad. Here's some money for your ass. Here's some while you're alive, and we give you some while you die. So I know some people, I talked to their families. I flew a young lady up and kind of explained to me how the whole area became cursed. Initially, while their loved one was alive and got the first spread of the cash, that was a pretty good little blessing. They was able to buy some land, build a house, or build on to the house that they had. But after a while, that money was gone. And according to her, you started looking at, the person that's ill, usually it's the man, like, when you're going to get the rest of this money. I mean, like, I want your ass to die so I can get the rest of this money. In some cases, the money is up to $500,000. I know of a case where the man died, and according to the man's family, the mother got the money. Ironically, though, one of the reasons why I'm doing the story is that case. This guy was this guy's doctor was the coroner. Listen to what I'm saying. He was the coroner. And on the death certificate, the coroner put everything that he needed to put to make it look like he died from that plant. But that's not really what he died from. When I got the medical records, he died from diabetes. But because the coroner was his doctor, he put on there what he needed to. Therefore, a huge check was issued. Now, of course,
Blanking out, bro.
a Tacoma. She heard that mom bought a new truck, a Tacoma, and one of her relatives revealed to her that mom got the balance of that money and went ballistic, wanting to know would mom give money. This is what made the devil lose his mind, trying to find out if mom got that $500,000 of money from that company. So you understand what I'm saying? In code, Reese, you
I'm
there?
listening. I hear you, bro. I hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, I hear you.
You understand? Okay. So that's what really drove the devil crazy, trying to get their hands on the rest of that $500,000, even though mom will never know that a large portion of that money was used without her knowledge to help this other child live over a long period of time and stretch, and didn't find out till he died. But anyway, nevertheless, in the process of all that, man, people just begin to wish their loved ones died. And so some died, didn't get the money. It destroyed the entire family. And most of these people left their bodies for science, but because they died from radiation poisoning and other things, science didn't even want their bodies. So here you have people, the ones we're talking about tonight, all they have is mental illness. They have some mental illness. And families are not doing a good enough job checking on them. And in the process of not checking on them, the school comes out and look, okay, this person will be a great candidate. We can cut their legs off and arms and sell this stuff. And this is happening all over America, right up under our nose. And majority of these people are black. Renita Gortley says the world these people got hooked on drugs and everything else. All of that because they wanted mom or dad's money that was coming through this fund set up by the TVA. And some became lustful and greedy and would do anything for it. I mean, I seen a situation where someone heard their mom got that money and bought a new truck when they lost their damn mind and just began to lie and manipulate to try and get money from their mom, even after they didn't got it well over $200,000 from the father while he was alive, and the mother didn't know nothing about it. And I can show the deposits into the person's account to prove it. I got the deposits. Even when he went to the credit union to handle his money, like on the third, would deposit money in her account, which um, she would use to pay her rent and bills and buy a bunch of other junk, nails and wigs and stuff with in order to sustain her lifestyle. Never ever once um, telling her mom. And that raised red flags to me because I'm like, you know, if 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 I had a woman and she had a kid, there's no way I'd be sending that kid money without her knowing it. And so it raised real red flags to me to have checks, a checking account with deposits coming into that checking account. And the mother who was married to the man don't know that he's depositing almost 1/3 of his check into your account so you can live. And your deadbeat ass husband ain't doing nothing. And you just sitting there high gapping, lying to your friends and shit, and know that you're stealing from your father. I found it absolutely incredible. What you think, Reese?
I mean, hi, I couldn't even hear. They kicked me off, bro. I don't know what happened.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was saying how this money they set aside for these people drove these people crazy. So the mom got the sick workers money, allegedly a half a mil, and bought a new Tacoma 2023. Drove her daughter crazy because she's trying to figure out ways to get to that money, and um, lied and said she was harmed just to get from the mom. So mom would wire a bunch of money, which is to pay her fucking bills, and she should get a job and
Yeah,
pay
that
her own
mama
fucking bills.
straight up scheming. Straight up
Pay
scheming.
your,
Wow.
pay your own damn bill. Yeah, sitting there, and they got one cousin that keeps her informed, and she found out mom got a 2023. Oh, mom, and was writing the mom letters because she didn't want nobody to hear the phone conversation. So writing mom letters. But when she found out mom had that damn brand new truck, called mom and realized that all that money from allegedly from the dad dying, mom got a hold to it and was trying to figure out how to get mom, sat there, injured her own damn self, went around lying, saying somebody else injured her ass, just so mom would send money and would get concerned. And nobody even verified any truth of what have we. And this woman is so damn nuts till this crazy bitch would hit herself with a plate and say that somebody else did it.
The devil
Man,
raw, ain't it? That devil
yeah, man.
raw, ain't it?
Crazy bitch would abuse herself, split her wrist or anything. She got that kind of spirit. Hit herself with a plate or anything and say somebody else did it just so she could get attention and got exactly what she want. Money started to come in every direction, paying back bills with no job, paying $9,500 a month on a false bankruptcy application, and all of a sudden they're sending money every direction, and this bitch is lying completely. All it is she wanted the rest of the money that she had been getting from the father before he died. And this is what the young lady told me was feeling that whole area, and it broke families up because the moms would get the money or the dads would get the money, share with some kids, didn't share with other ones. Some kids went to jail. And anyway, in this area, it destroyed the black family. Now, when I already put part of the series up, but when I started, I'm gonna go really into detail, and I'm gonna name names.
Bruh, listen.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you know? It's crazy because you got me going there. That's how my channel gonna start.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh
Mm-hmm.
wee. You just said something you really named. Ooh. Boy, my brother be like, wow, boy. I'm this video right here. I'm gonna clip this and I'm gonna send it straight to my brother, and my brother gonna hear what you saying. This ooh wee. He really has said something that was
Bro, when I
about
saw
that
how
money.
greed,
About that
yeah,
money.
how greedy,
I'm telling you,
I
a
couldn't believe it.
woman is so scorned, but she is horrible. And then in the end, she still ain't gonna have shit.
Listen, I know she ain't gonna have a damn thing. Ain't got shit now using folks' old credit cards trying to milk them dry, broke as a joke. But listen, what really got me is over the period of time how the father would send money in the name of the child. The father didn't even know she didn't have a damn child. She lost the child because she was abusive and abused the child and wouldn't tell them the truth. And then she started telling them there was going to be reunification. There was no damn reunification. You lost permanent custody forever because you beat the child with an extension cord and confessed it. All right. And so people who sit on their ass and don't get up and check and read papers, they don't even know the truth about this shit. All right. And if they knew the truth, they would understand. But yet and still, the father was sending stuffed animals with money in it, with cards with money in it. The father must have sent well over 50 some $1,000s to a kid that wasn't even at the damn house. He been gone since he was 12 and he damn near 18 now. And the father was still sending money. That's just to the kid. But to the adult, the father probably had to send well over 100 and something $1,000 without the mom knowing it. And that was from his own personal social security as well as that sick workers fund. But when he died, The coroner was able to go and put on the autopsy report exactly what was needed so the mom could be paid right away. Pretty much saying he died from the power plant. When he didn't, he died from diabetes. I got the records. And I challenge that doctor any fucking where. I got the records. He died from diabetes. He didn't die from anything concerning that power plant. That power plant has nothing to do with diabetes. 1,000 people a day die from diabetes. So why do you deserve $100 million because your husband ate a candy bar? And see your child who's not there hears some other relatives that you get a new truck, and then they call and verify you got a new truck, and all of a sudden realizes, oh, mom must have got $500,000. Okay, then a week or two later, oh, somebody hit me. And oh yeah, I got beat up by this cat this cat is in Indianapolis, Indiana. He's not even with your ass. He's in Indianapolis, Indiana, but this is what you're telling your mom because, oh, she's going to dispatch your brother and give you all the money you need to move everything in the whole world out of your house into storage and everything. And people going to believe that shit, not knowing the truth is your ugly ass, your bald head ass is trying to get that to your mom and get a hold of her sick workers fund because you don't want her cutting the grass because she's 80 something years old and she shouldn't be cutting the grass. So if mom or the brothers hear this, they know that I'm not fucking lying. My research is accurate. And the check deposits are 100% foolproof because I've seen the deposits go into the account. And I know the bank, I got the time, I got the date and the hour. And so then when he died, now your world has come tumbling down and you need somebody else to make up the money that you were getting from your dad or your stepdad, which it's just odd to me. You understand what I'm saying? But it's odd, man, that if your wife had a daughter, and nothing wrong with you helping your wife's daughter as long as your wife know. But if your wife got a daughter and you giving your wife daughter large sums of money so she can live, just like you get a mama, and the mama don't know about that. Reese, what you think about that? I need help.
You need to get away from it really, really quick and smooth. Because them the demons right there. They're the ones gonna give a damn and don't care about nothing being messed up or anything. And go to their grave with it like they did the right thing. Evil.
Exactly. As narcissistic as any bitch I ever seen in my life. And what the lady was telling me, because I'm gonna go into it in full detail. What the lady was telling me is that this whole area, because of this money, became like that, and it destroyed the entire family. So here these guys are, because of this illness, they want to leave their body for science. Some want to have burials or whatever it may be. But you go out here to people like Mr. Honey, who served time in the military, a decade in the military with honorable discharge, and hospitals are going out looking at him and saying he'd be a good candidate to be cut up and a good candidate to sell his body parts. Take a listen.
U.S. military veteran who served in the Army for nearly a decade.
He was very friendly. He was outgoing, a nice dresser.
After being honorably discharged, he began struggling with mental illness and homelessness. Then in 2022, he died of an apparent heart attack while living alone on the streets of Dallas. Honey was entitled to a burial with military honors, but instead, something else happened.
I think they think, homeless black man, he ain't got no family. They don't care about him. You were wrong about this one.
An NBC News investigation has found that Honey was among more than 2,300 people who died in the Dallas-Fort Worth region and were given to a state medical school that used and made money off their body parts, at times as their own families searched for them. For Honey, within a month of his death, the Dallas Medical Examiner's Office deemed him unclaimed, reporting phones for family members they tried were disconnected. And yet, he did have relatives, some living right there in Dallas. His ex-wife, Kimberly, and their 2 adult children say they had even visited Honey in a hospital months prior to his death.
To hear that your ex-husband has been deemed an unclaimed person, what's your reaction to that?
That's crazy. We're here. We've always been here. His son has his same name. How could he be unclaimed?
This is where Victor Honey's body was then taken, the University of North Texas Health Science Center, where, according to government documents, his body was then frozen, cut into pieces, and sent out to different medical groups across the country, all without his prior consent or his family's knowledge.
Those documents show Honey's severed right leg sent to a Swedish medical device maker for $341. His torso shipped to a medical education company in Pittsburgh, which paid $900. And for $210, a pair of bones from his skull went to the U.S. Army for military medical training.
His right leg was sold.
Yes, ma'am.
His temporal bone, his torso.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you think he would have wanted this?
No, he never wanted to be, the 10 years we were married, he never wanted to be an organ donor. We talked about it.
And Honey is not alone. NBC News reviewed thousands of pages of government records and data which reveal repeated failures to reach family members before declaring a body unclaimed. Our team has identified 12 cases in which families learned months or years later that a loved one had been provided to the medical school. 5 of those families found out what happened from NBC News, including Honey's, a year and a half after his death.
I don't believe they tried to find us. I don't believe they did. You can find people. NBC found me in a day. You can find people.
Why do you think they did it?
For money. They did it to him, a decorated military veteran. They'll do it to anybody. And that's not okay.
For 5 years, the University of North Texas Health Science Center has had agreements with Dallas and Tarrant County to take their unclaimed bodies for free, saving them a combined $1 million a year in cremation and burial costs. It also helped the school, making it about $2.5 million a year by leasing body parts to outside groups, according to financial records.
Somebody needs to answer, or somebody's, for what they did, what they're doing.
For 10 months, our team has been seeking answers from both counties and the Health Science Center. All 3 declined our repeated requests for interviews, but in statements, the counties told us they would be reviewing their contracts. The Health Science Center at first defended its program, arguing using unclaimed bodies is critical in the training of future doctors. But just days before this story was set to air, it made a stunning reversal, telling NBC News it was suspending the program and firing the top officials who led it. Writing in a statement, as a result of the information brought to light through your inquiries, it has become clear that failures existed. They're hiring a consulting firm to investigate the program's operations.
My kids want answers. They want justice for their dad.
Honey's family recently received ashes that the county told them were his.
We don't believe those are his ashes, but we gave him and did what he deserved as a decorated military veteran.
And so, this summer, nearly 2 years after he died, the family finally laid Honey to rest.
You would think in this day's time, this doesn't happen here in America. But yeah, it does. It did.
Well, you can see what they say, but I got problems. She's an ex-wife anyway, so that tells me a lot of what I need to know when it comes to why he wasn't checked on by her. But those kids, they have no damn excuse in the world on why they didn't check on their father. I don't care if he didn't do shit for him. He brought him into the world. And that's why the Bible says, honor your father and your mother. It never told you had to like them. It just says, honor your father and your mother. And so to me, they should have knew where their father was. And maybe that wouldn't have happened. If they can't find the family, then don't do it. That simple. That's true too, Renita. But you know what? If they can't find the family, usually what they used to do was put it on the news and ask you, does anybody know who this person is? And everybody watched the news. That's right. Kara said 100%. And Jules, for you, said, right. That's what they do. But my main purpose is, okay, I want to talk to you because y'all still here. And you don't know what is going to happen to you, or if you find yourself laying in a hospital in a coma, something like that. Make sure, listen, people, write some stuff down on some paper that you want and make sure it's ironclad. But mainly, as far as I'm concerned, make sure you're not an organ donor by any means necessary. Because if it's a chance for them to take your organs and save somebody rich, they are going to take your organs, because if you say you're an organ donor, they can say whatever they want to say. That's as simple as that. And that's why I want you that are here to hear me and to put something on your paper or on your license. You are not an organ donor, because you just reduced your chance of living by 95% if you have it on there. That's right. Ephesians 6:2-3. Honor your father and your mother. So those kids, they knew they need to be checking on their damn dad. I got some kids that ain't seen me. You know what? You ain't got to see my ass. Stay your ass where you at, even if I leave here. You ain't seen me. You ain't got to come see me. And I wish somebody would sue somebody if something would happen to me and give it to somebody I ain't seen. I don't believe in that. They should have seen their father. I can understand the ex-wife who probably thought she outgrew him and went on about her business, or was probably taking money from her daddy too. She's an ex-wife for a reason. And my boy sitting out there and served this country and sitting in homelessness. And so, this is what the fuck is wrong with this country. I'm sorry, I can't keep it clean. How is a person who's been in the military for over a decade, honorable discharge, homeless in the United States of America? No other country on earth has that problem but this damn country. And you're looking at them running for president telling you lies, looking at a Bohemian woman who wants you to think her ass is black, and looking at Donald Trump telling America was great. When the hell was America great? Ain't no homeless people in Russia. Ain't no homeless people in France. Ain't no homeless people in Britain. Ain't no homeless people anywhere in Africa. I lived there 5 years. Ain't none of that stuff. Ain't nobody die over there. But look at this country and what happened last night. And ask yourself, what the hell is wrong with a military veteran, homeless, in a wheelchair, living in the streets of Dallas, and a hospital going out and choose him to cut him apart and sell him to other places just to make money off his body. According to our guy here tonight, $15.82 a body. You got it, Crown.
We all are slaves
You there?
at the end of the day. Everybody got to get up in the morning, go to work, and make something happen so they can pay somebody. Even if you own your own stuff, you still got to pay somebody at the end of the day, no matter what it is. And after you pay, them, that money is in your pocket. You got to go to the gas station, put some gas in your tank, and you got to pay somebody's taxes for that too. You got to take some of that money that you got that you didn't get tax for from the other people. Go to the grocery store and get some tax on that too. Always trickle down all the way to the end. There's no way out of nothing that we got going on. We just got to get closer to God, man. That's all I really have to say, man. Because
and that's the answer.
We're here just like ants. Go Google ants and see how they work. It worked till they die. They got chill time. They got time to go to
The best
places.
colony of survivalists you've ever had.
That's right. They got colonies that go different places, and I'm talking about big colonies that go here, 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 and they just do whatever rewards that they got coming, whatever. And you work, you live, and then you die. It's over with.
So they learned how to work together.
Right. Sometimes we think we're leaving a mark, and we ain't. It's a lot of stories that's going to be a part of what we were speaking about tonight. That when the verse say, "Honor thy mother and thy father," the mother should never take away from that verse. And it seems like she always disobeyed that verse, no matter what the daddy is.
Exactly. Exactly, man. And so I'm like, it was the most incredible. And because of this wickedness, there's been nothing but trouble and damnation in this family. And I'm going to go into the wickedness of this situation. I'm naming names. Okay. I can't name names now, and you understand. But I'm going to be very goddamn specific in the future. And I'm going to warn a lot of people. I'm going to tell you this, and this is from the Bible 100%. Incest is wrong. Now, I'm going to finish with this. I want y'all to hear this. There are a lot of things in the Bible that'll bring a generation curse on you. All right. But two of them I'm going to talk to you about now. In Exodus, God talks about how he's a jealous God and he will visit, listen to this, he will visit the iniquity of the fathers upon the children. Okay. Now, what that's talking of them that didn't serve him, what that's talking about is people who serve a false God, working in voodoo and stuff like that. That will bring a generation curse on you. And a lot of people who have never heard this before suffer from a generation curse just because they don't know it. They don't know it. You didn't know your grandmother was an Eastern Star practicing witchcraft and burning them candles and shit like that. You didn't know that she was burning them to a demon god, a demon spirit. And because of that, cursed the generation down to the third and fourth. God said that he won't tolerate that. That's in Exodus. But I wish I could say that that curse is the worst one. But no, let's talk about this one. You may know Potiphar. Potiphar in Genesis, I think 37, 38. And Potiphar had three sons. In the process of having three sons, they were supposed to impregnate this girl. And at the one son, when it was time for him to ejaculate in the girl, he took it and spilled it on the carpet. Now, each time they do this, Christ can't come because he's trying to bring the Christ through their bloodline, through their seed. And so God killed him. That's right. God killed him because he dropped his seed on the floor. Now, in these days, the woman didn't go to another man. She went to the next brother. So the next brother did the same thing. God killed him. And the third brother did the same thing, and God killed him too. So the father had ran out of sons. And so he told the girl, he said, go on to you another town, into you another area. He said, I'm too old. I can't have any sons or any more children. But, somebody over there, you'll be able to find you a good husband. You going over there. Okay. Well, instead of her going on over there, she went to a place where she knew the father would come. And the father came where these prostitutes at. He came actually often. And she told the women, the prostitutes, the story. And they said, well, don't worry. We know who this guy is. And we're going to make you up and make you look just like the kind of woman that he would have. So when he come, he'll have you, and then maybe you'll have a child. And then she went on and say, okay, well, this is a king and he may kill me or whatever it may be. I'm paraphrasing. Okay, they would say, well, make him give you something that regardless to what happened, he won't kill you and you keep it. So he comes and immediately he sees the exact kind of woman he wants. He sees the hair, the length he wants. He sees the woman with the pretty eyes that he wants. He sees everything that would please his flesh. And he takes this woman and she explains to him she's afraid of whatever may happen to her. He said, you know what? I'm going to give you a ring. And you put this ring on. And not only will I not kill you, but nobody in the whole country better not kill you or they're going to have to deal with me. So she sleeps with him. They lay together. Then he gets up to go handle his business. A few months later, she realizes she's pregnant. And okay, they can't no longer keep her there because they got to feed her and take care of a child. So they say to her, you need to go and you need to tell Potiphar that you're pregnant, And she's like, well, man, this guy's going to kill me. And they said, well, didn't he give you a ring and promise that would nothing happen to you? She said, yeah. So they said, well, you need to go down and you need to tell him because we can't take care of you up here. So she goes to the king and tells him the story, whatever it may be. And he said he doesn't believe it. Then she pulls out the ring and shows him the ring. And he goes, oh my God. Then she take off everything she had and he sees that this was once his daughter-in-law, and he done knocked her up unconsciously. Now, what is it that I'm saying to you? What I'm saying to you is that even though he did not know this was his daughter-in-law, he was set up. In God, there is no such thing as a daughter-in-law. In God, you are a daughter. That's what it means by two become one. And I ain't got time to preach to y'all today. It literally means that in the eyes of God, the two of you become one. Your wife's sister is your sister. Your wife's brother is your brother in the eyes of God. Your wife's daughter is your daughter. You can't go and sleep with your wife's daughter without bringing your family under a generation curse. A father, and in doing that, let me say this. You curse your family in a sexual sin all the way down to 10 generations. Sexual sin is a 10th generational curse. This is why when Israel wanted a king, they didn't have one. They were like, okay, why other nations got a king and we ain't got one? And God is saying, okay, well, I'm going to give you a king, but he's too young. That's what God wanted, King David, but David was too young. It should have been David's father, Jesse. But Jesse fell in that bloodline of the sex that Potiphar had with his daughter-in-law. So therefore, he could not be king. And so David was the 11th generation, and it wasn't time for him to be king. So God had to find a substitute, which kind of messed up Israel, so David could grow old enough so he could handle the kingdom. So what am I saying? If you have sex with your stepfather and hide it from your mother, your family is under a 10-year generation curse. And by you working witchcraft, you can tack on 4 more to that. And if somebody else is doing it, you can, if another incest happens, you can tack on 10 more years, 10 more years. And this is why a lot of people in our community suffer from generation curses. And what is a generation curse? It's real simple. Your grandfather alcoholic, your father alcoholic, you are alcoholic, and your son's alcoholic. That is a generation curse. And that's why you hear people break it. Your grandfather broke, your father broke, you broke, your son broke. That is a financial generation curse. And those curses come because of disobedience to God. Welcome, James.
Yes. I just want to say I seen your show last night, the one you did about Diddy. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Before we point the finger at Diddy, we need to point the finger at some of these Hebrew Israelites. Look up, because some of the Hebrew Israelites I know doing the same thing. Look up Zabak.
I understand what you were saying, but that was a show we were talking about. We ain't just now started. I've been covering Puffy and Diddy since the early 2000s. And so we just confirmed back with our people what we knew was going to happen anyway. That's what that was basically about. This channel used to be a Tupac, Diddy, Suge Knight, Death Row, Bad Boy channel for years. And so
But what?
what people are watching is what we said was going to happen anyway. And it may have taken a long time. We got Keefe D in jail, but that was that show. But right now we're talking about something a little bit more important. So thank you, James, for coming up. So I want to go back over what I said again so y'all don't forget. People who don't serve God, and they serve a false God, an idol God, or whatever you want to call it, anything other than Jehovah or Jesus, whatever you want to call him, those people are usually cursed with a curse that only lasts about 4 years. So the 5th generation usually breaks out of it if don't nobody else do the same thing. All right. But when a person has sexual sin like that and it has not been brought before God, it puts their family under a 10-year generation curse. 10 years. And that's why Israel didn't have a king all those years, because they were generationally cursed. And how you can tell you generationally cursed? Just look over at the people who generationally blessed. That's all you got to do. You go, wow, what the hell happened over here? I mean, I saw a family earlier this year that I couldn't believe it. It was like 5 generations of people at a family reunion. 5 generations of people at a family reunion together in harmony, successful, educated, doing it the right way. And it was because they practiced what it was that they preached. And they are still preaching and still practicing it. And I thought that was absolutely incredible. Then I saw a family that were having a family reunion. There was barely 10 people out there. Wouldn't nobody in the family participate at all whatsoever. So we suffer from these things. So the irony of a man that would go behind his wife's back and send his daughter big, large sums of money, Reese, this raised red flags made me sick enough to throw up. And then you would lie to your mother, not even tell her that he was doing that. I don't know, bro. I started to smelling something foul. It don't make sense. Why do you have to lie? You're a man. I can do what I want with my money. I can go send my money to whom I want to send it to. And if I had a wife sitting next to me, and it's my hard working money, and I'm busting my butt, I can send it where I want to send it to. So why I gotta lie? And that's her child. What's the lying for? That's what I don't get.
You're doing something you got no business doing.
How could it be? No question about it. No question about it. And you'll never convince me otherwise. And your wife don't know half your social security check being deposited in your daughter's account every damn month so she can live. I don't know half your social security check. So she can live. And I'm sorry. That's what I call that, a scandalous hole. I missed a lot. The topic we did it. Yeah, so you have to watch it. See, when you're talking about God, people want to bring other topics, and they clearly see this topic ain't about Diddy. It was important that y'all hear this, so you don't make that mistake and get cursed 10 generations, and you don't want to be cursed with the four generations either. You don't want to be cursed at all, period. You want to be too blessed to be stressed. That's how you want to be.
I told you, I put it on one of my posts. I broke the chain and I broke the spirit that was trying to break me and my brothers down. We broke that spirit. We are men. We are men of God, and we refuse to let our boys go through torment.
Amen.
And that's by anything. The same way the girls go through nice and small and make it pleasant, make it a smooth ride to have a voice. You got some young men that's coming behind them. It's about to be the same thing.
When I seen them deposits, I'm gonna show them receipts. I seen them deposits and how many came and how often they came. I'm like, holy Jesus, what the hell is going on? But nevertheless, my point, if you don't know how to break a generation curse, though, there's a couple of things you got to know. One, you got to know you can only break it off you. So you can't come on behalf of your grown adult family, but you can break it off you and yours. The first step is to acknowledge that you're under one. I mean, like I say, if your great grandma broke, your grandma broke, your mom broke, and you broke, that's a generation curse. Something's wrong with that. Your great grandfather's alcoholic, grandfather alcoholic, father alcoholic, and now you drinking too. That's a generation curse. As simple as that. That's 4 different generations. So therefore, it wouldn't be difficult for you to acknowledge that, okay, I'm under a generation curse. That's what it means by you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. It is a set you free. It's a make you free. When you come to the knowledge, you know what? I shouldn't be under a generation curse. I should be blessed. I should be too blessed to be stressed. No. Then when you come to the knowledge, you just repent. So, God, you know what? I don't know who did what in my family. I don't know if Uncle Bobo went out with Auntie Malika. I don't have the slightest idea. But if any of that stuff is on me, I ask you to wash it from me and wash it from my children. Let your blood cover me and mine, because you can't do it for nobody else. You can only do it for yourself. And then you'll start to see yourself prospering, and they won't prosper. And then you'll find out that you're really the black sheep of the family, just like Joseph, because now you prospering. Now your bank rolls on swole. Things are going good on your house. You're able to take trips and travel, and you seem like you're the only one in your family able to do it. Because they're not going up where you're going, because God has broken the generation curse on you. Because you acknowledge it. So that's how you break one. But man, how you get one, I never thought I would live to see the day that black people would practice incest like that. And that's what I believe. You'll never change my mind. I believe it was incest because it made me sick to my damn stomach, especially when you didn't tell your mom about the large sums of money you were getting. And then even after she gets whatever's left from him croaking, you find out she gets a new truck and you want to go take the rest of the money from her ass. Oh, I got beat up, lying bitch, just so you can go down there and get the money from the man getting radiated from a nuclear radiation power plant. Now you want the money the mom got. That's a cold piece, man. That's it. I'm sorry. That's a cold piece, man. A cold piece. That's all I can say. That's a cold piece. And I got that copywritten, just so you know. That's a cold piece, man. Sexual immorality, curses. Exactly. Look at it. Kyra knows. I told y'all Kyra be knowing, man. Kyra knows she got the information. She got the 411. Sexual immorality, curses. And that's what this had to be. Sexual immorality of a whole nother level. One I've never seen before. One I never want to see again. Okay, Dana Bridges says, I told my mom everything about my dad. Everything got in trouble. Everything got in trouble, but I had to be true to the game. Yeah, and not only that, I'm talking about a woman. Okay, suppose that wasn't your dad, and your mom don't know, and your dad behind your mom's back, taking care of your lifestyle, your expenses, paying for your lawyers and shit. I mean, and you're so nasty of a person that you actually leaving the account and things around for people to read and see with their own eyes and go, man, who's making these large deposits? And you read and go, holy cow, man, why would he be sending this kind of money to you? It don't make sense. And then when you get to the mom finally accuses you of stealing money. And she knows you did it. But mom, I know you listening, your kids listen, if they had got to have the guts to tell you the truth, I can prove it. The girl that was down there really educated me well on things down there. I'm glad that I got the opportunity to meet her and she shared this information with me. And in my upcoming series, I'm going to share it with the whole world and how it definitely destroyed the Black family in Eastern Tennessee and Knoxville. This money that people are waiting for people to die and get a hold of this money, this blood money, and families breaking apart, and then in-laws getting caught in the middle of it because the person is worried about mom gonna give her favorite son so much money because that's her favorite son, and give her legitimate son so much money, and mom's gonna leave me out. That they would turn around and lie and say somebody did something to them that they ain't did. And the truth is, you trying to work your way back into mom's damn life so you can finish getting her damn money. And poison mom, since you're a self-healing guru with a bunch of damn shit you're throwing in people's food, making them sick. And I hope mom ain't dumb enough to ask your ass for a cup of coffee. I just thought I'd get that out there anyway. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying. I'm talking about somebody I met that, talked to me. So I don't want nobody going back lying and say, that was me. Oh my God. You said Mary Poppins, that was me. Oh, he said Mary J. Blige, that was me. I'm Mary J. Blige. You wish. Even her wigs look better. She's 60-something years old. I'm for real, Dana. It's like that. I talked about an unclean spirit, and somebody he was talking about me. I was reading Matthew the 12th chapter. But then I realized what they were trying to tell me. If a person say that you was talking about them, they have an unclean spirit. I was like, oh, okay, I get it. For real, man. This is a real pack. It's a cold piece. It's a cold piece, man. I'm telling you. So on this channel, I hope y'all are not organ donors. Make it plain, make it clear. Check your license, because I told you I found out that DMVs or Secretary of States in your company, in your state where you're at, they will still check you are, even though you said no. If it's on your license, your husband, your mama, your daddy cannot do nothing for you. Make sure your license don't say you're organ donor. Why? Because I want to make sure if something goes wrong with you, you have a chance at life that they'll try to save you. But if it says organ donor, you don't stand a chance. They're going to let you die and come to your family and talk to your family about getting your organs. They'll keep you on ice long enough so they can get your organs fresh to save somebody they want to save, somebody rich and somebody white. Is there anything else you want to say, Crown Reese?
I say the same thing you say. Better not give nobody your organ. Let your family determine that. Keep
I'm
it
not
within
giving
your family.
I ain't giving a crippled crab a crutch. I am not an organ donor. I ain't giving nobody nothing. Whatever God gave me, He gave it to me, and I'm gonna leave here with it. If you got 2 kidneys, God wouldn't have gave you 2. He gave you 2 just in case one of yours malfunctioned. One of the kids able to live off the other kidney, and the other one was fine. Only one of them went bad. And I saw that for myself. I said, no wonder God gave us 2. The one go out, the other one to keep you pissing and keep
Exactly.
cleaning stuff. And so God didn't give you 2 eyes for nothing. You lose one of them when the other one work fine. You can use the other one. Gave you 2 nostrils, one clog up, and you can breathe through one of them. And you can breathe through your mouth, but you can breathe through one of them. So to me, anything God gave you, when He created Adam in Genesis, He said it was good, and you need it. You need it. Trust me. God gave you blood. You need blood. You better think twice about giving up your blood. Now they pay more if you didn't take the jab for your blood. If you didn't take the jab, you get more money. So on that note, I'm gonna say to all my subs, to all my followers, One Nation, we're gonna talk more about this because this is really serious in our community. But I appreciate y'all coming out. One Nation.
That's what we see Jay-Z has done. That's what we see Puffy.
U.S. military veteran who served in the Army for nearly a decade.
He was very friendly. He was outgoing.
That's what we see Jay-Z has done. That's what we see Puffy has done. The music don't become how you pay the bills. It's a lot of pressure off of it. You got other things bringing in income, you can make music.
This new song with Nip and Jay, what the fuck, I got something to say. What a slap in the fucking face. Like what the fuck is going on? Who told you that song and did you know all along? And why did your bitch sell that painting 2 weeks after he was gone? I'm gonna tell you what it feels like. It feels a little fishy. Feels like something's going on ever since that John Legend song and college prediction of a Grammy. If you ask me, I can't stand him. Seems a little weird. Question number 1, why is there no blood? Question number 2, Sam left in the AM is true, but you're talking about the shits all up in the afternoon. Don't trip, we're gonna find out the truth soon. Who did what to who? Did they plan to eat the chili fries or was it just a surprise? Can you see the lies of witness in a cowboy's eyes? Are we gonna just sit here and forget? Are we gonna ride like Nip said? It's a little weird that the judge quit. Handing out immunities like candy makes me sick. I got a lot of unanswered questions like, why is the footage all grit and I can't see shit? Who the fuck is that white man in that white BMW? Probably was the FBI. Yeah, I noticed that white guy, and I noticed the car wasn't in the pictures when they showed them afterwards. They thought we would forget. They got that shit backwards. They weren't expecting me to drop this track and raise all these questions with my Mac words. I'm really mobbing through LA smoking backwoods. I've been doing this shit all my life. TMC, AMI. You might just see an empty parking lot when you ride by. Well, me, I see way more. I see an independently owned store. I see the community taking power back, whether you're white, Mexican, Asian, or black. As long as you're not blue. Good ones, there might be a few, but from my life experience, I'm like, fuck that. I'm not defending Eric, but what's the fucking delay? They requested a quick trial, it's been over 800 days. They try to distract us in so many clever, creative ways. Yeah, you got your Grammy, and now you're a billionaire. But what about the families that are still living there? Seems a little unfair, just a little something to compare. I never seen a fireman wearing a bulletproof vest. Yes, the shit to me seems a little suspect. The shit's a little weird. Crisis actors taking away our fathers, making our child some bastards, killing creative men and women for their masters. The waves that Nip wrote in, you didn't know when it began. A bunch of new chapters, you didn't think about what would happen after. We would put the pieces together on your transparent bullshit. I can see right through it, like the clear blue sky in the LA sunny weather, where the palm trees swing side to side and we ride together on a white horse or a double R hearse in a foreign car. Either way, you gotta be on guard, because they're on tap for anyone who's brown or black with tats. Everybody sees it, but nobody wants to attack. It's sad if you ask, we all gotta blast back. We're in the game, though we can't touch the ball. Seems a little unfair if you ask me, that's all. So take your ignorant ass to YouTube and type in Tanique Reviews to get the real news. We're doing the shit for justice, not views. Sharing knowledge and coming together, that's the real tool. He tried to lead us to the lake, so don't sleep on the knowledge that he gave to me and you. He wanted us to learn from his mistakes, so with our new knowledge, good decisions,